So I'm just going to sharing my screen to you. So I hope you're able to see the screen right now.
Yes, I do.
So Jagjeet, I'm talking about right now that the different fields. Okay, first of all, I would like to get familiarized in the security, that where you going to be stand right now and how many number of domains into the security. Okay, yes, we have the security plus we're going to doing it. We have, I would like to show the agenda of the things, how you're going to proceed. But before we're going to do all those things, I would like to tell you that where we are right now and what we're going to achieving it. And what if you're going to achieve the things, then where you're going to be stand like that. Okay. So in generally, if you're talking about this is a security certification chart, and the security management is the one certification, the number of certifications coming into the same. This is the one domain like security management. And in the management, you need to want to handle the risk management, how are you going to managing the security, the documentation sort of stuff. Okay. And
Yep.
like the how the managers working in the security field, right? How the policies, standards, guidelines, sort of things I'm talking about here. So I will going to provide you some more guidelines on the same things like that in the next few classes when we're going on. Okay. The
Yep.
second thing is we're talking about some security architecture. So suppose you are from the technical background, so you need to development the architecture designing of the security postures. Suppose you are working in a company and company would like to know that, hey, Jeffrey, we were going to open a new branch, okay, in Auckland or different locations in your country. And then you are going to say that which is the correct security postures as per you. As a security consultant, you need to create a architectures, you need to create some design, and that where the security will be you going to implement. Okay, like I'm talking about the cloud computing things, the cloud security sort of stuffs, like network security, architecture designing, the layouts. Okay, you need to create some the diagrams on all those things like that. I'm talking about here, right? The third thing is we're talking about the security analysis. So how are you going to be analysis of the security posture? Suppose you are working as security, you're going to do auditing, okay, information security management system like that, ISO compliances regulations, the legal issues we're going to be handling it, how you can how your company people is going to be analyze the security issues. So this is security analysis things you're going to doing it, okay. But in this all those things there is no security plus thing is there, okay. I will let you know where you're going to stand later on. Then we have defensive operations, so we have forensics, and we have incident handling. So how you going to defend your networks, how you going to defend your I can say that your systems, your applications, like that. So in this you have seen into the picture, we have multiple certification like CHFI, computer hacking forensic investigations, okay, GCIA, we have CMFS. So these are different type of certifications program in this, okay. Then we're talking about some offensive operations. So it's a red team. So basically it's application security things is there, OSCP sort of things, GAW1 is there, license penetration testing has to be done. So once we have offensive, we have some defensive things, the blue team and red team sort of things into the security things we're talking about, like certified ethical hacking. Once you're going to doing it, so one is going to attack. Okay, suppose you are in the security field, right? So somebody is going to be attack you. Suppose the hackers or intruders is going to hacking your company data. So how you going to be defensive things? How you going to proceed? What type of security solutions you're going to providing it in the company? Okay, I'm talking about some firewalls. I'm talking about some the area solutions. We're talking about some the policies sort of things. Okay, then we have at the end we have security engineering is this. So security engineering, if you take a look here, we have network security. Like suppose you're going to maintaining some firewalls. I hope you have basic idea about what is firewall. If you don't have, I'm going to go for stretch things, no problem with this.
Okay. Yep.
So network security, then the Cisco platform, CCNA, CCNP, the routing, switching, sort of things. this Linux platform. So you're going to understand some Linux, understanding Linux platforms, how things going to working. Then we have Windows platforms, okay, like 2008 server, 2012 server, 2019 servers. We're talking about some cloud system operations, and we have ICS and OT sort of things. So you can see
What
that,
is
Jeffrey, we have the security management, architecture, analysis, security engineering, offensive operations, defense operations. So we have multiple fields into the security things. Yes, please. You have any questions?
Yep. What is ICS
ICS,
here in under Yep.
ICS in industrial certification, certifications, things like that. So GCIP, like if you're talking about some Google Cloud right now into the market, Google Cloud,
Okay.
AWS, Azure sort of things.
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
this is,
These are all sort of certifications. Okay.
yes, we have different certifications, things like that. So this is the security things which, so suppose you're talking about some, you are the fresh for the security things, right? So where I'm gonna standing, suppose your questions, Amash, please tell me where I'm standing into all those things, because it's lots of certification things is there. Okay. So if you're talking about the security plus things like that, so security plus things comes under this is the defensive operations. So basically you're going to understand the concept, basic concept about the security. How is security going to work? What type of security you're going to implement? Suppose you're working in a company and somebody will say, can you please create a policies on the firewall? Please, have you ever worked on the switches? Have you ever worked on the biometrics? Have you ever worked on the CCTV cameras like that? So we have different platforms in the Security Plus. So Security Plus is basically is a basic fundamentals, the operating systems like Linux or like the Windows platforms. I am talking about some the cloud computing things as well. So we have different things we're talking about. So you're going to understand some OSI layers, the TCP/IP models, a number of things here. We're talking about all those things.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the first thing I'm going to share it now, and I'm going to talking about some more important things like you. Okay. I will tell you some more important things about your CompTIA Plus, because once we going for the course, no problem with this. But you first of all, you need to understand where you want to stand in it, and what are the different security things in the market right now. So this is a CompTIA Plus. It's okay. This is ID certification roadmap is there. If you take a look here, suppose you are choosing the approach that you going for the information security things, right? And you will say, sir, I'm the new to the security things. I know the basic things, but I would like to know some more information, more security things that I'm standing right now. And what are the certification prospects? What are the training prospects? Well, how would I give the examinations? What sort of topics I need to learn about all those things, right? So head is for you this one. So I'm gonna sharing to you all those things. No problem with this here. Okay. So this is beginner, and the course, the CompTIA Plus, Google IT Certificate Plus, and CompTIA A Plus. Okay, this is for hardware sort of things. So I hope that you have basic knowledge about what is routers, what is modems, what is switches. This is the basic things, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. The second thing is we have intermediate. Okay, this is second type of certification. So CompTIA Network Plus, CompTIA Security Plus, CompTIA Server Plus, CCNA, CCIA, CES, CHFI, GCIS, GCISP, GAC, so MCSA. So we have different type of certifications. So I can say that you have done some basic informations. You work 8 years, 7 years in the industry, so you have good idea that how the corporate things are working, right?
Yeah.
And right now you are here, you are presenting like Security Plus. You are enrolled for the security plus certifications right there. So this
Yep.
is your right. Okay. You will say there, sir, I know that I'm standing into the intermediate things right now. So what
Mhm.
is the advanced certifications? What is expert certifications? Because after 3 years, after 5 years, where I'm going to go, which things I have to go for it. So this is for you here. This is for advanced.
Mhm.
CompTIA CISSP plus, CompTIA PenTesting. You're going to go for some CCNP. You're going to go for the CISA. You're going to go for the MCSC core infrastructure sort of things. So this is different certifications and different paths about the information security things that we are talking about here. Okay,
Okay.
suppose you have 5 years, more than 5 years experience into security, you will go for some expert certifications like you can go for the CISM, CISSP, or
Mhm.
CompTIA CSP plus, CCIE. So this is very good for you because I am certified of all those things and I have experience and teaching experience of all those certifications till now.
Okay.
Okay, and I have number
Mhm.
of number of candidates, more than 2000 candidates are you know what I already teach. So the
Mhm.
cybersecurity or CompTIA, all those things, right?
Okay.
So this is the things I want to sharing to you. So cloud networking things, hardware things, IT management, storage and data, web and mobile software development. So you're going to find out all the information about the security certifications
Mhm.
sort of thing.
Okay.
Okay, that's where to go. So you have created the things. Then I'm talking
Yep.
about more important information to you here today. So you choose that the cyber security things, right? You're choosing the
Mhm.
security career. So somebody will going to ask you that why you going to choose the security things first of all, and what is the
Mhm.
career options in the future, and after 3 years, after 5 years, what you gonna be doing it, and where you're going to
Mhm.
be standing later on, because you are
Mhm.
planning for the next 5 years, next 10 years, 20 years. Then that is why you are here to learning the security things for your company
Mhm.
prospects, right? So I would tell you that we're talking about some top 10 IT certifications for the 2020 right now. Okay.
Mhm.
So the same thing is going on in 2021 as well. So I will tell you that how where is the cybersecurity stands. Okay. The first
Mhm.
certifications is right now artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning is this, and this is the salary range is also available over there.
Mhm.
Okay, so skills required. So this is more about the programming languages.
Yep.
It's more about the data modeling, the machine learning algorithms. So
Mhm.
don't go for this because you are not the background of the programming things. So don't
Mhm.
go for this because this is not use case for not for you. Okay. Then the cybersecurity you are choosing it. So
Mhm.
cybersecurity is number two certifications in the 2020 and 2021 as well. And you have
Mhm.
seen that the salary range which you want to getting it and what the skills you require. So you require the skills like understanding of hacking. How you going to hacking the things? What are the
Mhm.
different type of tools, techniques, skills that you require? First thing. Then you talk about some technical aptitude. What's your aptitude? What's your approach? Suppose
Mhm.
you're working in a company and you will see that there is a hacking, okay, in your company. The data breaches happen. So what you going to doing it as a security consultant, as a security professional in the company? The third one is problem solving skills. So suppose you're working in a company and there may be some data breaches going on. Somebody going to be hacking your systems, your Wi-Fi, your devices. So how you know that this has happened? So how are you going to resolve these issues? So
Mhm.
problem solving skills you require at the same time, right? And for the top certifications we're talking about here, so OSCP for applications things, CSSP
Mhm.
for Certified Information System Security Professionals, Certified Information Security Manager Season, and Certified in Risk Information and Control. So this is all
Mhm.
those certifications are very advanced certifications I'm talking about here.
Mhm.
So you are going to starting your journey into cybersecurity. Go for step one, then step two, then step three, and then step four. This one,
Mhm.
right? So this is the
Yep.
This is the second option, and the Cisco, Amazon, Intel, and General Motors. So number of companies are required as cybersecurity professionals. Most of our security professionals they require in the companies, sort of things. Okay. So then we're talking about you are here for Security Plus, and what are the inside the Security Plus programs first of all. So before I'm going to this particular things, I would like to know the agenda. Okay, I would like to set up the agenda that where how are you going to proceed. Agenda of a Security Plus. Okay. So first thing we're going to discuss about some uh, concepts of security. We're going to discuss about all the theoretical, all the practical things. So we discuss about the concepts, like in the syllabus. I'm talking about some all the concepts of the security. Like I'm talking about some physical security. I'm talking about the virtual security. I'm talking about some logical access. I'm talking about some physical access. I'm talking about all those security aspects. Okay, how are you going to do the security things? Number two
Okay, I
thing.
have a question.
Yeah,
Sorry,
please.
I have a question here. So, what sort of networking knowledge we should know in, or what topics does it cover under security concepts,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
some related to networking? So you will gonna discuss those things as well?
yeah, sure. So this is the things. So yes, we have all those things is there. Just take a look here. This one, okay. So we're talking about some threats, attacks, and vulnerabilities. What is all about? We're talking about some technologies and tools. Which tools you're gonna working in? We're talking
Okay.
about some architecture and designing. We're talking about
Okay,
identity and
that will
access
come.
management. We're talking about risk management, and we're talking about cryptography and PKI. So that is why I'm talking about here that we will going to understand. I will tell you all the concepts first of all. Before we are going to uh, anything, I would like to discuss with all those topics. Okay, the concepts, how perfect you are, how comfortable you are in all those things. Suppose I'm going to ask you that what are different type of threats, inside threats and outside threats. Suppose you're working in a company and you will say, sir, we have some inside threats and we have some outside threats. So what are all those things? We discuss about all those things. Okay. The second thing we're talking about here is the practical approach. Okay, all those things we're going to do some practical things. So practical things, I can say that you're going to run some Nmap, okay, the Wireshark, the packet capturing tools like that, okay, because the security is very important once you're going for some practical things here. Without, without,
Exactly.
without practical things, you're not going to be learn the security things. So I will gonna be help you out to understand the practical things on different exposure, right, like that. So wait a second, I'm gonna showing to you. So I'm gonna sharing to you all those things here. So in this particular cybersecurity list of softwares I have created, so in this particular things you will going to find out each and everything about the which softwares we gonna work and which softwares are working in an environment, because we are the experienced person professionals and we're going to tell you which things you require most in the company. Suppose you are hiring in a company and what we're going to expect from you to doing the things. Okay. So head is just take a look here. This is the things I'm gonna sharing to you, no problem with this. So this is the Windows platform. This is the name of the tools. Okay, the Kali Linux, VMware, VirtualBox, NSLookup, proxy, IP scanner, advanced IP scanners, and these are some. You can say that this is the all those links is there.
URLs.
So I'm gonna sharing to you. Just going to work on those things. Okay.
Okay.
This is a number of tools, my dear. This is Wireshark, Nmap, Bob, Sort Open, VAS, Advanced IT Scanner, PRTG, MRTG, SolarWinds, Open VAS. So you will see that we have number of tools we're going to discuss about.
Mhm.
These are some practical approach I'm talking about here. Okay,
So these tools are licensed tools, or these are open source?
this open source tools here, open source, not
Mhm.
licensed tools. Don't worry
Mhm.
about it. We go always talking about open source tools.
Okay. But in the company, they don't use the open source tool, did they? Sorry?
Uh, yes, yes, I'm talking about yes. Companies are mm, the thing is important to understand. Companies first of all try that open source is available or not. If the open source is not available, they will go for some license. They will going to invest money later on. Okay, so
Is
this
it? Mm, okay.
so these tools are basically this is the license tools MRTG, PRTG, no problem with this. But we have a trial license will be available. Okay, don't no problem with it. Suppose I'm talking about some AWS Azure sort of things. So this is AWS comes for 1 year trial licenses. Azure comes under 30 days trial licenses. SolarWinds
No, no,
comes
I understand. I
licenses.
understand that one, but yeah, the reason I'm asking is just for my knowledge, like, because if we are working in security, I don't think it will be a more good use if the company is using open source. Like, it's not secured anyway, isn't it? Like, if you think about long term.
This is matter of fact that company to company here because if you're going for the MNCs or enterprise level companies, yes, they are using the license software. But you going
Mm,
for the startup companies, they will not going to purchase the license software because they are very costly.
okay.
But this is the software which I'm talking about here right now, and all those things. These are very important softwares, and all the
Uh,
companies, all the security professionals are working on those
mm,
all those
these
software
softwares nowadays. Okay.
nowadays, right?
Mhm.
Okay, then we going to discuss about some practical things of all those things. The third thing I'm going to discuss about some use case scenarios. Okay, suppose I will going to provide some scenarios. Suppose you're going to implement security into the company where the 200 number of users and you're going to
Mhm.
procurement of the firewalls and you need to implement the IDS intrusion detection systems and intrusion prevention systems IDS IPS and suppose you're going to implement the antivirus in the company. Okay, endpoint security solutions I'm talking about. So what sort of things you're gonna doing it? Okay, so use cases I'm going to talking about some as a company you require what are use cases.
Mhm.
The fourth things I'm talking about some case study. Okay,
Mhm.
so I'm talking about some case study. So I'm going to providing to you case studies of number of things like different domains and the healthcare industries, banking industries. How do you deployment the security into the banking industry? How do you implement the security in the production, manufacturing, healthcare, aviation, all those things? So you need to understand some case studies, all those things. Okay, then I'm talking about
Okay.
some assignments. I'm going to provide you some assignments.
Mhm.
You need to work on assignments and submit to me. Okay, suppose
Mhm.
I would like to know that how are you going to capture the packets? How do you going to procurement of firewalls? What do you understand by the different type of threats? What do you
Mhm.
understand by the vulnerabilities? How are you going to identify the net access management? What is the risk management? The type of risk
Mhm.
management. So all those things I'm talking about here. Assignments.
Mhm.
And then I'm talking
Okay.
about some very important things is interview. However, you're not appearing or I'm not clear about it, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
help you out to interview questions answers because once you are done all those things, you have prepare for the interview that how you going to proceed.
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm gonna help you out the interview questions answer. Suppose I'm talking about here that suppose you have going to go for the interviews. So you asked me, sir, what type of questions will be coming in interviews and how would I want to learn all those things. So I'm going to help you out for the interview questions, answers, everything about that.
Mhm.
So you have seen I have number of things available for the interview questions answers. So top
Mhm.
200 IT security jobs interview questions answers we have.
Mhm.
So this is the things is there. So if we're talking about in network security sort of stuff, application security, security
Mhm.
architect, the risk management, and security audits and testing and incident response. So yes, we will going to discuss about the cryptography. So all those
Mhm.
questions once we're going to go through it. Okay. So this is really boost up your confidence once you're going for the interview.
Okay.
Okay, then we now want to see, and then seven things is talking about some feedback, sort of things, how you're going to be learn, whether you are
Mhm.
good to go. Is there any things are you going to be tell me about anything? So I'm going to talk about the feedback sort of things, and also
Mhm.
I'm going to help you out into the exam prospects and
Mhm.
certification. I want to help you out there how you're going to take certifications, what the exam portions will be coming, all those things. So
Mhm.
this is the agenda which we're going to be working in our
Okay.
next security class. So I'm gonna send it to you on your chat
Mhm.
box. So just you can really mention everything from there. You can note it down here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then we are moving further there. So this is the things like threats, attacks, and vulnerabilities. So what do you understand about all those things? What is the threats as per you? How do you know all those things? Threats, attacks, and
Mhm.
vulnerabilities. What do you understand all those things? Tell me something about what your, what, suppose you are in an interview and somebody will going to ask you the questions, what is threats, attacks, and vulnerabilities? So what type of
Mhm.
answers you want to provide me? I will going to correct you, no problem with this.
Okay.
So
So, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, so please tell me something about all those things. Viruses, ransomware, worms, trojans, bots, vulnerabilities, attacks, threats. This particular page, what you understand all those things.
Okay. So threats basically, uh, these all are like, since we are working on, everyone is on internet, so there are high chances of it. Threats are like, our network is, whether it is easy to hack, or can someone easily hack the network or systems or devices. Attacks are like cyber attacks, where the information is leaking, how sensitive the information is, and like different sort of things, like, with the how sensitive the information is, and how easily it can be hackable, or we need to prevent with all these things.
Correct.
And these trojan, these all are like virus types in our systems, that and how we can prevent them, how, what are the main vulnerable information is more vulnerable, or like what easily can, like these sort of things. Not much. I don't have much information about those
Yeah,
things.
no problem, no problem. Because and what I'm talking about here that you should have only the uh, basic to basic. This is the very scratch things because I'm going to be studying the scratch things. Okay, so you have very good idea about it. All those things. What is the threats? What is vulnerabilities? What is all about?
Mm.
So you are good to go. That yes, this is the things we going to be learn. This is the things I'm gonna be uh, need to be understand all those things. That's good. That's enough. That's enough. No problem with this. Okay, so I'm talking about the threats and vulnerabilities basically.
Okay.
So suppose you are working in a company and you will going to find out that there is some issues into the networks. Okay, so you don't know what is the issues, but you know that there will be some issues in the network side. Okay, or you can say some problem with the uh, application side. So I'm talking about here that the networking, application, databases, systems, anything like that. So this is all about the vulnerabilities, and I'm talking about the big problems, okay, into the company, like networking stuffs. There may some issues is there. So you can say that hey, come on, we have some network issues in the company. So once we talking about exactly the things like firewall issues, we have some open ports. Okay, somebody will going to coming inside and go outside, and there is no rules, there is no allow, there is no deny traffic will be there. Okay, so this is all about the threats. So I can say that vulnerabilities are the gaps or weakness in the system that make threats possible and attempt threat actors to exploit them. So you can say that weakness in the system. Okay, it means that there may be some problems in the networking in the company. Suppose I'm talking about your home. Okay, you have procuring a Wi-Fi in the company of your home, and the vendors is coming to your home and install the Wi-Fi device. Okay, and you are going to use the Wi-Fi connectivity with your phones and your laptops or anything like that. But the vendors is going to do the default passwords. Okay,
Yeah.
like ABC or 123 admin. This is the default password will be there. So you can say that the networks have some issues. Okay, weakness in the system like networking some issues, and then the firewall, okay, at your home Wi-Fi device, the default password is a threat.
Okay.
Okay, so the bigger picture about the networks is the vulnerabilities, okay, and the weakness in the system. Okay, that makes the threat possible. If your Wi-Fi device have the default password, so this is the threat at your home, and anybody can going to be use the Wi-Fi device same time, and they will going to do your packet capturing. Okay, what type of transactions you're doing in the banking, they will easily going to be traced. So you can say that vulnerabilities are those things like weakness in the system, like networks issues. Okay, network things depending, like default password you have mentioned, and threats are the exact problem. What is exactly problem? Is that open ports, default passwords, and this misconfigurations you have done it. So this is all about the vulnerabilities, the threats, and attacks. We have two types. We have passive attacks. We have active attacks. We're talking about all those in the depth, but we have basic things.
Okay.
I'm talking about here: active or passive attacks. It means that some of the attacks are the person going from the outside. Suppose I'm a hacker and I would like to hack your company, but I don't know which company you're working. I have very limited knowledge from your side. So it is I'm going to go some passive attacks. Okay, I don't have information about the Microsoft. I don't have the information about the Google, but I would like to hack the databases, something like that. That's a passive attacks. And active attacks,
Okay.
like you are doing attack in your company and you are the employee of the company, and you know the network architecture design, so network IP addresses, everything, the passwords, everything. So this is active attacks.
Okay.
Okay, so we have threats, attacks, and vulnerabilities. Just you need to understand this the bigger picture. We will going to discuss things later on in the more depth, but we have basic idea that are you able to understand all those things in very clearly?
Yep.
Okay,
I'm able to understand. Yeah.
perfect. So we have given a scenario, analyzed indicators of compromise, and determine the type of malwares. So we have different type of viruses. So have you ever faced any viruses in your system, Shrina?
Maybe, maybe I haven't noticed. No, actually, no, not.
Okay, okay, no problem. The kids are doing any website and then the viruses comes. Sometimes you are USB inside and then the virus will be coming.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are number of reasons behind it for the viruses comes to your systems. Okay, the crypto malware, the ransomware. So the viruses, we can say that we have different type of viruses here. Some of
Yeah.
the viruses are going to be degenerate. Okay, the duplicacy has been done. We have some
Yeah.
worms. Okay, once you're going to be go to your browser, and the different type of pages will be open, and the worms will be coming. Trojan attacks,
Okay.
rootkit. So we talk about from ransomware. So ransomware, suppose you are using the system.
Mhm.
So right now, I think 1 minute is left. So you're going to be, if it is going to be disconnect, you're going to be connect again with the same link. If you don't have the
Okay.
link, I'm gonna send it to you right now. It's
No,
okay.
the same link, right?
Yeah, the same link because
Yeah, I have it in my email. Yep. Why it is disconnecting? Is it set it up for 1 hour?
not exactly because you we have only one-to-one meeting is going to be allowed for a number of hours, but we have more than one participants, two participants, three
Oh,
participants, then the limitation of 40 minutes.